We are live. And we'll see how this goes today, Patriots. I don't know, YouTube and Rumble, they're all acting up a lot today. So we're going to have to see how this goes. But so far, so good. It's looking good on this end. That doesn't always mean it looks good on your end, though. All right, we got a rainy, miserable day today, February 22nd, 2024. It's Thursday. Day 1142 of Clown World. We're going to go over some J6 news updates and chat. And talk about what happened up there at Freedom Corner last night. Vigil number 570. Hi, Sylvia. How are you today? Hi, Deb Vi. Hello. Is everybody watching the CPAC events today? A lot of speakers there to watch today. Wow. But some of the streamers weren't having such good luck up there. I don't know what's going on. That one room just doesn't seem to get a good network out of there or something. But there's all kinds of glitches that can happen. All right, so it looks like this one's going okay. I was seriously doubting if this was going to work anywhere. And we are broadcasting live from the Astrovan Studios in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's a rainy, miserable day out there today. And I don't like doing the live streams from the driver's seat, but it's what we're going to do today. Every once in a while, I guess we'll have to do this, but it's just too rainy and miserable out there. You hear the pitter-patter of the rain on the roof there. And we might as well get some links going here. Oh, here, this could explain everything, silly. Thousands of customers hit by cellular outage across America, sparking fears of a possible cyber attack. Ooh. Yeah, that crossed my mind. Earlier in the day, people were saying it was solar flares going off or something, but who knows? Who knows? We'll just take it one day at a time, Patriots. Like I say, man, be ready. They're probably going to pull every fast trick they got in the book, and shutting down the internet's probably going to be one of them, wouldn't you say? I think I would bet money on that. I wonder what the Vegas odds are on that. Internet goes down before Election Day. And they got a whole bunch of other tricks that they can pull out there. Hello, Cleo. Hi, Patriot Roy D. Good to see you, man. Got that Vi in the house. Lamont Cherie, hello. Yeah, it's kind of soothing, the pitter-patter on the roof there. Yeah, I like my Astrovan, Hilda. You used to have an Astrovan, too? Blue and gold. They're kind of rust buckets, though, so I think the next one I get's going to come from Texas or something. This one's on its last legs with the rust, but I got a lot of new parts on it now. All right, I got to move this thing or I'm not going to be able to see it. All right, let's try this up here. Bring in the chat. Oh, wow, you had no... It was the solar flares. I don't know what it is. It's very glitchy, though. And it's not fun when it's glitchy like this. Oh, here we go. All right, we're dumping now. So last night at Freedom Corner, we'll just go with it here, folks. I don't know if I'm transmitting good here. It just dropped through the floor on me here. Oh man, you totaled your Astrovan. Oh, that's horrible. One of the worst things I remember seeing was, remember Obama's Cash for Clunkers program, where he was actually buying old cars just so they could take them off the market. Was seeing all those nice old cars getting just trashed just because Obama said we had to get nicer cars and get better mileage or something like that. That was painful to watch, though. It really was. And what a goofy government program. Like the government stepping in and banning Cash for Clunkers, you know. the ridiculousness of this government we got here. So last night at Freedom Corner in Washington, D.C., outside the Gulag, the Freedom Corner Patriots held down Vigil number 570. And we had a great crowd there. Probably several visitors came in from CPAC last night, and it was a good crowd to have there. And we had a special guest. Tina Peters was there. Tina Peters is an election worker gal from Colorado, and she was recently arrested for trying to figure out what went wrong with their election in 2020. And it's pretty horrendous. I don't know the whole I know the whole backstory because I watched the documentary called Selection Code, which kind of explains everything. And I do remember when she did get arrested. I guess that was about 6 or 8 months ago or so. And she's in D.C. apparently for her trial, but I'm not certain on that. And she did get up and speak a little bit there at Freedom Corner. Mickey Widoff is back. Ashley Babbitt's mother is back at the corner now. She was on vacation for a little bit, and everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a break. So it's good to see Mickey again. God bless you, Mickey. And they are working the CPAC crowd right now. I hear that RSBN is going to be interviewing Mickey tomorrow morning. And I believe Sherry is in on that interview also. So we got our Freedom Corner warriors are working the crowd at CPAC. And I think CPAC is a bigger deal on the J6 issue this year, too. So last night, Dwight led us off in a prayer and then cut on the Major Reed. And he's like a Trump derangement syndrome classic case. He's definitely an employee of the prison, and he's in charge of some of the paperwork that Chris is currently trying to get results and answers from, these grievances that he's been following. And he's not getting anywhere with this guy. And this guy is blatantly not performing what his job is supposed to be there. Here's the documentary that Tina Peters is in there, Selection Code. And it's a pretty good, it's another good documentary. It tells the truth about what went on during that 2020 election. So Chris Quagland did a nice little rundown of a lot of the problems that he has been through for the last couple of months. The one instance that really gets him was that he paid for his attorney to come all the way up from Florida, and he was not able to see her because of COVID. And somehow or another, the whole meeting with him and his lawyer from Florida just never happened. So it was like $5,000 out the window for him. All right, we're looking like we got an unstable transmission here again, but I'm just going to keep going here, Patriots. Chris Quagland still does not have the Marshal's Handbook, which it would seem that everybody in that prison should have the Marshal's Handbook. It's like the rule book for the Marshal Service. The Marshal Service, of course, is in charge of the custody of all the J6ers until they finally get sentenced and brought out to Bureau of Prisons custody. So nobody knows what the rules are with the Marshal Service. And that's a big point of contention. I would imagine, man, Chris Quagland is just mad. He doesn't get anywhere with this stuff. You can't find out what the rules are. So that was his deal last night, man, and it's an ongoing thing with Chris, man, and all the J6ers. But Chris does a good job of voicing it better, really well. And then next call was Taylor Giannatakis, and he was a little mad yesterday too. He says that this whole J6 thing is a complete injustice. They have been. He's been in the gulag now for 3 months so far. And it's amazing the good giving us good messages every single time when he calls out to the Freedom Corner Patriots outside the prison there. And he's just talking about how he's been in there for 3 months. It's a complete injustice. And this is prosecuting for political opinions, okay? Down at CPAC today, Julie Kelly, who's a gal who's been sitting in on the court cases, gave a little talk at CPAC today and explained this. This is 100% conviction rate. They can't get a change of venue. 92% of Washington, D.C. voted for Joe Biden. And these are all prosecutions against people who voted for Joe Biden's political opponent. So this is a political witch hunt. I mean, we hear that term a lot, but that's exactly what's going on here. There has not been one J6er that has been found not guilty by a D.C. jury yet. That's what something Julie Kelly brought up. The J6ers have been sentenced to over 840 years of prison time so far. And these are all things that Joe FJB boasted about when he gave a speech here in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania about a month ago. And I don't imagine that if you're a tyrant and you're doing this to your political opponents, I would imagine you wouldn't want to boast about it. But FJB does. He boasts about it. This is how he treats people that didn't vote for him. Taylor also said that there is no judicial solution for this. And he started talking about how the solution to this is going to have to be political. And here's where we come in, Patriots. I think that's an in to call our Congress people, especially Speaker Johnson, and let them know that the courts are not fixing the problems that are going on with the J6ers. This 100% conviction rate is ridiculous. Julie Kelly's saying, like, what did all these judges do before J6? Because when you go to that courthouse, every day there's another J6er there. And Julie Kelly also said that the head of the DOJ is on board for busting a new J6er every day until they reach 2,000. So this is like a numbers game. And it's a game to the FJB administration. But he's messing with people's lives. He's messing with good, patriotic families. There are hundreds and hundreds of children that are affected by this. Taking one of the parents out of the house. I don't know. Not every J6er has children, but some of them have 5 children. Some of them have 8 children. And I think we should do a call to action and tell our elected officials that we need a political solution to this J6 thing. I know it seems futile calling these guys over and over and over again, but what else can we do, Patriots, other than wait for the next rigged election? Call, email, or write your Congress members and ask. Ask them to come to the vigil, come to the courts, and investigate the J6 murders that have gone unprosecuted. J6 treatment and release all the J6 videos that we're still waiting for. Why haven't we seen these videos yet? Why don't we know who the pipe bomber is? There are so many unanswered questions. How many undercover FBI agents were there? How many undercover military was there? How many undercover Capitol Police was there? There are just so many questions to this that we're going to need some type of a political solution to this. And Trump, in his last speech, I saw him getting interviewed by Fox, was saying that he wants to federalize Washington, D.C., and perhaps that is the political solution that needs to happen there. That's right in that part. Call to actions: be kind, loud and proud in your representation. That's good advice. You don't want to get on the phone and start screaming. I like to have my message like down to 1 or 2 sentences, and just so you don't confuse the person that's answering the phone there. But it is atrocious what's going on, and the 100% conviction rate. They're still on board 3 years later, saying that these people are dangerous, so dangerous that they can't let them out of prison before their trials, yet they've all been walking around free for 3 years, and that wasn't a concern to them, but all of a sudden it is a concern. So there's just so much lunacy to it. It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense about the whole prosecution. It's the biggest prosecution that this government has ever done, and it's crazy, man. And Taylor said something about that these courts in D.C. are Article 1 courts, but I'm not really certain on what he's talking about there. I think it has something to do with the Constitution, but I'm not sure what he was talking about there. But he says these are Article 1 courts down there. So let's do a call to action tomorrow, Patriots. They're all on vacation. They're all in their hometowns right now, so might be a good time to get a hold of them and ask for a written response. Is another way to hammer home your point. It's going to take for a longer phone call, but you're going to have to give them your address and name and all that stuff. So I think this is what we need to be doing. We need to be applying pressure. We can't just shut up and sit down. These are people that we care for. These are people that voted for the same guy we voted for. We all saw election fraud, and we want answers. We don't want continued political hostage crisis going on. Tina Peters got up and spoke for a little bit, and then we got like a couple of really quick phone calls. We got a call from David Geitzen, and then we got a call from a guy named Scott, and I'm not sure what his last name was. If you guys know who the Scott guy was, let me know. Appeals court strikes down New York City law permitting 800,000 non-citizens and illegal aliens to vote. Unconstitutional. Like that actually had to go through the court system? That this is the lunacy that we're dealing with here, man. Hey, Ridgeline, how are you doing? Ridgeline's in the house. Good to see you. Boots on the ground. C4 Freedom. Lisa McNeely. Lee Bart. Hello, hello. Good to see you all, Patriots. Trina, hello. Scott Miller was his name. Okay. I looked up Patriot Mail Project. I couldn't figure out. There was 3 different Scotts there, and I wasn't sure. And I don't remember hearing this guy call Freedom Corner before. But it was a funny phone call because he was talking about this bodybuilding contest they're going to have. And they were just joking about all kinds of stuff. He said some of the guys are actually like shaving their legs and shaving their chests so they could look really tough and stuff. And then Tammy was adding in like how you can... And then Scott was saying how they're all pasty white, because they haven't been out in the sun in a long time. So Tammy was cluing them in how to get a fake tan, some little things you can put together to make yourself look like you're tan a little bit. And then the chat started going, hey, we want a calendar, and then other people are going, well, if you get a calendar of the J6ers, we want a calendar of the Freedom Corner women. And it was a funny phone call, man. A lot of laughter, and laughter is good medicine for sure. Yeah, Cleo, D.C. used to be under control of Congress until the 80s when Congress gave D.C. home rule. And D.C. has gone downhill ever since. That makes sense because I used to go to D.C. all the time in the 80s, man. They had all kinds of live music and great bars down there and stuff. You could get one of your friends to drive, and 6 of you would plow down to D.C. and they had all kinds of fun stuff to do in D.C. We would go down there 2 or 3 times a year, and it was nice. It was fun. The metro was new back then, and there was not all this crime that's down there now. Okay, that was Scott Miller. I should write that down so I can remember that. And then we got, so we'll have to find out what the bodybuilding contest. That's why I got to tune in to Freedom Corner tonight to find out who won the bodybuilding contest. All right, then we got a call from Brian Jackson and Andrew Taki. And there was kind of an explanation on what's going on with the Jake Lang thing and Sable. Jeff Sable thing. They have been removed. Sable and Lang were removed from the prison, kind of like in the middle of the night type thing. They were put into the hall because there has been a friction between those two guys and the rest of the J6ers. They put them into a separate holding area, and then they were removed from the prison, but nobody knew where they were yesterday. I still have not heard exactly where they were. I heard that they're in Lewisburg, but really that doesn't make sense that they're in Lewisburg because, and it may be true that they are in Lewisburg, but it's odd that they would go there because they have court dates to appear for. And there is that prison in Alexandria that they were using for the Oath Keepers, I think. They were keeping all the Oath Keepers in Alexandria while that trial was going on. So until I hear verification, most people were telling me they think that they're in Lewisburg. And it was kind of an explanation of what's going on there. And if you want to know about that, you can tune into last night's Freedom Corner because I want to just stay out of it. These guys are all J6ers. There is stuff going on in the prison there. And there is also another element that some of the J6ers has been proven to be, they were instigators that were there. And so I don't even want to start speculating on who's who or what's what there with that. I want to assume that all the J6ers that are in jail because they were standing up for a fraudulent election. That was the event. That was the whole reason for the Stop the Steal rally that was there. And there were instigators there, no doubt about it. There was a big meeting in Virginia the day before where 200 Antifa showed up. And some of the guys admitted that they were Antifa when they went to trial. Some of them went overboard and broke the law or broke windows and actually had charges though. And but I just don't feel comfortable talking about that. And I think you guys can make your own decisions about it. But that's pretty much what Brian and Andrew were talking about last night. Somewhat of an explanation. And I appreciate that explanation, because I'm left to wonder about what's going on in there. And I just know that's not my ball game. You know, I'm playing right field, and that stuff's going on in left field, okay? I'm playing right field. I want these J6ers out of prison. I want reasonable sentences for anybody that did do any vandalism there or attacked any assaults that might have happened there. Okay, Curtis Tate attempted to save Roseanne Boylan on January 6th. DOJ wants him to spend 10 years in prison. Yeah, and these are the atrocities that have happened here. Oh, God, it's getting dark out now. All right, we got to wrap this up. I don't got the lighting set up in the studio right now. Yeah, there was a bunch of people involved with the Roseanne Boylan murder that have gotten years in jail, man. Curtis isn't the only one there. That's horrible, man. That is horrible. And somehow or another, I think there is going to be some type of a solution, because it's not cool that Curtis Tate is potentially going to spend 10 years in prison for that event. He didn't attack anybody. He was defending a person that was dying, that died. You know, this is all assuming before she died, he was trying to save a dying woman there. And that was kind of the stuff that the cops did, man. They beat up a lot of women. They bullied a lot of women around to rile up the guys. That's on all kinds of videos. You can see that kind of action going on. Okay, and then final call of the night was Jeff Sable. He called in. They did the national anthem. And then Jeff Sable got to talk to Tina Peters. Jeff Sable's lived in Colorado for, I think he said, like 30 years. He says, I'm not a native, but I lived there for like 30 years. And him and Tina Peters talked about Colorado for a while and how lame their government is, how beautiful of a state it is, but how lame of a government they got there in Colorado. Yeah, Western hypocrisy and the rules-based international order when it comes to political prisoners. Yeah, we got the Julian Assange thing. The judges decided not to delay their decision on the Julian Assange thing. And I'm seeing all kinds of weird headlines on that. Anywhere from... the weirdest one I saw was FJB is thinking about taking the prosecution down on FJB. So we got to just wait and see what happens there. There's always like fake stories out there. Yeah, he was just trying to save Roseanne. Chode Trooper, they got plenty of support down there. They can do things without me down there. I don't see that it's that essential for me to be there. It's really expensive in DC right now, and I don't want to live in my van in the middle of the wintertime out there. I do miss them guys though, and I have been down to visit them twice over the last couple of months here. Okay, Lamont says, I think, in my humble opinion, the info the feds have on J6 will be sealed, just like the JFK. That's a possibility. Okay, if you guys haven't seen this Mike Benz stuff, man, he's all over the place. All right, so they got, Gateway Pundit's got an article in it. He did a Tucker interview. He did a Steve Bannon interview. Mike Benz is all over the deep state events and actions that they took on the whole election, prior to and after the election. Mike Benz is got a lot of information, So if you haven't seen that stuff or heard his information, definitely seek that out and check it out. It just verifies everything we know already. And then Jeff Sable also did a little explanation of why we sing the national anthem and we go still there when that line in the song goes there. They've been singing that national anthem as a form of protest from that prison ever since pretty much day one. And that I think it's a great protest, man, to sing the national anthem in there. And praise God that they have the fortitude to do that. Jeff also then gave a pretty good synopsis of his last 3 years, like in a nutshell. A great synopsis of from the time he was arrested, all the prisons that he's been in, all the legal maneuvers that have happened. It's a really good explanation of that. So that's it for Freedom Corner. I think we had at least 4 visitors from CPAC there, and there was at least 20 people there last night. So it was a good crowd at Freedom Corner. It doesn't matter if there's 2 people there, though, you know? We're just going days in a row, 570 days without missing a day. Not one day, not Christmas, not New Year's, not Thanksgiving. Not one day missed out of 570 days. And we're looking for the time Trump's going to be in D.C. on Saturday, so I think that could be a possibility there. I would love to see the Secret Service swoop in on that corner and secure it. Wake all them police up in the cars, and then have Trump come down there and sing the national anthem with us at 9 o'clock. I mean, that would be fantastic. And that would send a message. That would send a message. And hopefully spark up some Republican support for this atrocity that's going on there. In other news, I just saw that the Red Cross, before you donate blood now, they're asking if you had the jab. So apparently it's something there. They want to know if you had the jab. So it's not like irrelevant if you had the jab or not. It's not like they're asking you if you had COVID and got over it, or if you had the jab and got COVID and got over it. So there's something there. Looks like that jab wasn't as safe as they told us it was. And then there's also a thing about the Truth Social is going to go public. So currently Trump owns over 50% of that company. He stands to make an estimated $4 billion if it does go public. There needs to be some type of government ruling on whether or not he can do that. And I think that is very close to being accomplished. So that's it for today. We got a lot of CPAC action to watch, and we got Freedom Corner coming up. So I hope this transmission got to you folks. Thank you all for standing up and being part of this Patriot family and caring about our country. Caring about the condition our country is in, and the country that we're going to be handing off to our children and our grandchildren. I mean, this is important, very important. So I hope we get some action in the government, and I pray to the Lord that we have success. So that's all I got for today, Patriots. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the chat. And, oh my goodness. Wait a second. Ferg. Your friend found your roommate dead Saturday. He was all jabbed up. People are dropping like flies, Ferg. I don't know. There is a way to detox if you got the shot, apparently. I don't have to worry about that, though. But that is an option. And look at what they did to us. I just put a short out about that today. I had that rant yesterday and made a short on that. So check out my short. I've been practicing with the shorts on my YouTube channel. So check a couple of them out. I'm just learning how to use it and to cut up a short. I wish I could do this on other people's channels, because I'm getting tired of looking at my face on the shorts, and I'm watching videos all the time thinking, man, that'd be a great short. So I think I got to get permission to remix or something like that, but I'm looking into that. Let me know what you think about the shorts that I've been putting out, and we'll just keep fighting, Patriots. Keep fighting every day. Wake up. What can we do today? What can we do today? Don't give up. Never give in, and we will march on to victory. Settle down, Ridgeline. I've had it too. I've had it too. But the same thing is going to be true tomorrow. And if I wake up tomorrow and didn't do something today about it, I would consider like I'm just guilty of everything that's going on. I know. Some days are better than others, Ridgeline. God bless you. All right, I love you, Patriots. We'll see you in the chat tonight, and I'll talk to you tomorrow on the J6 News Updates and Chat. God bless you all. This is Jericho, over and out.